Kibako.
Akisheni live. Sawa. Basi ufunge mlango. And now, a very good afternoon. Hope you had a wonderful week. Well, you are just in time for the Younib TV at 1 news with me, Cliffe Omondi. We have a lot lined up for you, including Kenya's thrilling World Rally Championship that is on its second day in Naivasha. But first things first, take a look at our highlighted headlines.
This program, implemented in Kenya by Automobile Association of Kenya, will support the FIA's Safe and Sustainable Mobility Grant Program, which is funded by FIA Foundation.
Teachers are always ready. In fact, teachers are very robust. The only thing that pulls us relatively behind is the amount of finances that are required for this kind of activity. So much money is required.
Allow me to say that to issue the disclaimer as advised. I, Senator Gloria Roba, on this day, on 20th March, I will tender the prescribed apology herein as a requirement and a fulfillment of the Senate resolution, with a disclaimer that these are not my words and in no way does it infer a confession or any admission whatsoever of liability on my part, and it shall not prejudice my case in court where I have been sued by Jeremiah Nyegenye, the clerk of the Senate.
Zingine zile ziko na wivu na Supermetro kwa sababu ya good management wanataka kutuharibia jina.
All right, welcome. The national government intends to transfer significant financing of safari rallies to the private sector. This is according to President William Ruto. Ruto stated during the official flag-off that the cost of the Kenyan government of hosting the 2025 WRC Safari Rally in Naivasha will be 980 million Kenya shillings. Now, during yesterday's showdown, Estonian and also the driver for Hyundai Motorsport, Otto Tanak, took the lead, followed closely by Takamoto Katsuta of Toyota, and Motorsport's Grigori Monster finished third.
Implemented in Kenya by Automobile Association of Kenya, will support the FIA's Safe and Sustainable Mobility Grant Program, which is funded by FIA Foundation.
It's not just a motorsport, but it is an inspiration of all our economic ecosystem.
Conditions are quite difficult to judge which corner is slippery and which corner is not. So yeah, for sure this kind of situation going to be many stages this weekend.
Well, everything went like planned. No big troubles and pretty good pace. So now we are here and in a good position to start the real rally tomorrow.
It's just to take it easy, don't break the car. We need to bring the car back, so just take it easy.
Now, away from Safari Rally, one of the top commuter service providers in Nairobi, the Super Metro, has had its operating license revoked by the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA. The ruling comes following a startling event in which a passenger was allegedly ejected from one of their buses and died. Supermetro has been instructed by the NTSA to bring 294 vehicles with infractions to the Likoni Motor Vehicle Inspection Center for a compliance inspection.
Zingine zile ziko na wivu na Supermetro kwa sababu ya good management wanataka kutuharibia jina.
Alikuwa mlevi. Mimi siwezi toa hiyo dhate.
Sasa alienda kasika ile chuma, alishika hewa. Yeah, it is true. Vile hata wanashikaga ile chuma tiwaruke, alishika hewa chini, mguu ya nyuma ikampata. Mimi nilikuwa hata kama niko tini, kitu ile niliona na macho, hakutupwa. Hiyo ni uongo. Petrol gari zetu nyingi zinakuwa ni mpya, so kusema retest inspection, hiyo is just a way of sabotage. Na tuseme tena, nisikia wakisema ati Supermetro tunafanya kazi bila stakabadhi za kazi. Hakuna driver ama conductor wa Supermetro anafanya kazi bila barua ya serikali. And the NTSA, whoever have come out with this directive should reconsider this, because hata sisi kama wafanyikazi sisi tuko wengi. Nairobi pia transport itasimama kwa sababu we tunaweza sema hizo gari hata zikuje sifunge Nairobi.
And now switching gears to politics, following her Senate-mandated apology, nominated Senator Gloria Orwoba was readmitted back to the House chamber after bringing unfounded claims of sexual misbehavior against the Senate clerk Jeremiah Nyangenye. Orwoba, who was placed on suspension, however, clarified that the apology was prepared entirely by the House and should not be mistakenly believed to have come from her. Senator Orwoba left the Senate on Tuesday after refusing to read the required apology, claiming it would compromise a court case that touched on the same issue. Take a look.
Speaker, I am going to read the apology without any omission, and I am going to fulfill, because that is a procedure of the House. But Speaker, allow me to say that to issue the disclaimer as advised. I, Senator Gloria Orwoba, on this day, on 20th March, I will tender the prescribed apology herein as a requirement and a fulfillment of the Senate resolution, with a disclaimer that these are not my words and in no way does it infer a confession or any admission whatsoever of liability on my part, and it shall not prejudice my case in court where I have been sued by Jeremiah Nyangenye, the clerk of the Senate. Speaker, I proceed to read the apology, the prescribed apology. Mr. Speaker, I, Senator Gloria Orwoba, hereby tender my unreserved apology to this Senate, honorable senators, clerk of the Senate, and the Secretariat of Parliament for having acted in a manner which, pursuant to Section 16E and paragraph 7 and 8 of the 4th schedule to the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act 2017, constituted a breach of parliamentary privilege that reflected adversely on the dignity and integrity of Parliament and its members, and was contrary to the best interests of Parliament and its members. I undertake that I shall abide by the responsibilities of leadership as set out in the Constitution, the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012, and the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act 2017. I therefore beseech to be admitted to the chamber. I thank you. Then submit.
Senator Gloria, you are hereby admitted back to the chamber.
And now still on politics, despite growing pressure from some officials after his repeated conflicts with President William Ruto, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi has vowed not to leave the government. This is only a few days after Muturi's original Democratic Party declared that it was leaving the Kenya Kwanza alliance.
Unajua saa zingine kama tunafanya kazi za wizara sio lazima tukue na kama county commissioner. Surely watu wako na shughuli zao. Ama kwa nini? Lazima mtu aseme, uzungumze ukweli wako pale. Na kama kuna makosa yoyote niko tayari kusimama na kusimamia na kuyatetea vilivyo. Mambo ambayo yanahusu utekaji nyara wa watu katika taifa letu la Kenya, na wengine kuteswa na wengine pia kupoteza maisha yao, imekuwa janga kubwa, na nimeonelea kwamba hilo jambo ni lazima lizungumziwe katika baraza la mawaziri. Ya kwamba mojawapo ya mambo ambayo yaliwekwa pale ni mambo ya utekaji nyara. Hayo mimi nashukuru.
And now to the corridors of power. Amason Kingi, the Speaker of the Senate, has defended the Senate's decision to impeach former Meru Governor Kavira Mwangaza, stating that the Meru County Assembly's evidence was the sole basis for their decision. Kingi emphasized in his remarks at the impeachment manual's launch that county assembly members should educate themselves on the process in order to prevent introducing a weak motion.
Upheld their removal on solely presented grounds, setting a precedent for future cases. On the other hand, 3 years ago, the then governor of Wachera was reinstated by courts, not because he was found innocent, but because the county assembly failed to conduct adequate public participation. Impeachment has often been a daunting task. Many have struggled with the drafting impeachment motions, meeting evidentiary requirements, and ensuring procedural fairness. In some instances, cases have collapsed due to rush proceedings or failure to provide the accused with a fair hearing.
Advocate for an impeachment process that is grounded in clear, predictable, and legal sound procedures, one that is free from undue political influence and ensure that justice prevails for all parties involved.
And on to other story, goons purportedly hired by MCAs interrupted a meeting to protest Kiambu County's business levies and attacked journalists and company owners, causing chaos. Ibrahim Gadesha, a journalist with the NTV, was one of the people attacked and media equipment taken and destroyed. Owners of businesses have declared that they will not pay the levies unless their complaints are resolved. Limuru East MCA Paul Masharia Kwamoi called on Governor Kimani Wamatangi to support the financial bill and denounced the attack. In the meantime, journalists have warned of risk to press freedom and demanded accountability.
Limuru, watu wa Limuru wamekuwa hapa ili waweze kuzungumza mambo yao, vile biashara zao zitaweza kuendelea. Lakini gavana wa Matangi kupitia goons, wale watu ambao wanalipwa 200 wamekuja hapa na wameharibu mkutano ya wananchi. Nataka kusema hivi, ninakubaliana na wana biashara wa Limuru, hakuna kulipa kodi mpaka uamuzi wa koti utolewe.
Licenses za biashara mpaka tukae chini na county government tusikizane. We know it is 50%, ndio tuliambiwa na governor wetu, na tunaomba kuliko kutumiwa mikora wakuje kuharibu.
Tumesema hakuna mtu hata mmoja atalipa license, tuko na court order. Kwa hivyo mtu asikuje kuharasi nyinyi, akiharasi nyinyi mnajua vile mtatupata.
Na imesema kutoka tarehe 11 mwezi wa 3 hadi tarehe 5 mwezi wa 6 hakuna kuchukua levies and rates mpaka serikali ama koti ipeane mwelekeo.
And on to matters education. To guarantee that students completely utilize and develop their talents, the Ministry of Education has been advised to encourage innovation in classrooms. Speaking at the 61st Kenya Science Engineering Competition 2025, which was held at Moi Girls, Nairobi, education stakeholders urged the government to provide funding for school innovation, pointing out that it is a key driver of Kenya's rapid development.
In fact, teachers are very robust. The only thing that pulls us relatively behind is the amount of finances that are required for this kind of activity. So much money is required, and at times the school may not have money, but we require the government to invest much in these kind of activities.
Particularly encouraging them to carry over what they learn in the classrooms to solve a problem in the society or within the community in what we call project-based learning.
It can be transformed to even employments in future, and even can create a very good background for students who will take over whatever they will have developed. If well patented, they can earn a lot of money from it in future.
Well, it's a good opportunity for the students to showcase their talents in the various fields. We have different categories, and I can see whatever the students are presenting actually is being aligned with the CBC.
Through this, we foster entrepreneurship. And you see, this is where we solve the world's problems, and through that, we create wealth.
Very engaging, as the cognitive and presumptuous state of what you'd expect when coming to the science fair isn't the hands-on deal that you get.
The more they encourage us, it's the more we will be confident enough to do what you want to do.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. For those traveling to Naivasha for the fascinating rally, stay safe and have fun. To the competitors, may the roads be smooth. My name is Cliffe Omondi, and this is Younib TV.